avoid these falls because before we know it, the cold will be creeping in. But right now it's gorgeous and we are waiting for the colors to change and, even more pep in our lives, as though there's not enough of that going around. No, okay, so welcome everybody who's also on Zoom. My name is Jeong, as many of you know, and I'm the founding director of the Institute for Integrative and Innovative Research. Welcome again. But before I introduce our speaker, we continue to tell a little bit about IQBR because we're still trying to get everybody to learn about us, So maybe if you paid attention to the slides going by, you've already read the mission and vision. But really what we are all about is to solve wicked problems. And the approach we are using to solve wicked problems is to find solutions through a convergence approach, bringing together academic sector, industry sector, community, all of them, to solve problems that are not easily solvable by one group. And together, coming up with the solutions, so integrative, obviously innovative solutions that we want to have, but then solutions that can be scaled. So that's really, really important to us as we think about what are the needs of our partners, our community, and our own selves. And then when we find the solutions, how do we bring these different things together to find solutions? So we do want to have the bold vision that we are the leaders in convergence research, and that's what we are working to. And so as we bring people and experts and other colleagues to come speak for these seminar series that we have started now in the new building, we are looking to learn from them. We are looking to help maybe become collaborators with us. We're looking to see advancement of our own network and their network, and hopefully we can share with them the beauty that is the University of Arkansas, that's our institute, and all that we are doing here. I see several colleagues from the different departments who are here and who will also spend time meeting with our speaker today. So it's my great pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Hyoyoung Jeong, Jeong, our guest speaker today. And Hyoyoung is an assistant professor in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering at the University of California, Davis. I had a pleasure of hearing him talk about almost a year ago. And I thought, okay, this is somebody we want to bring in here so people can understand when we are talking about bioelectronic medicine, what it means about. Jeong joined UC Davis in 2022. He completed his electrical and computer engineering degree, Ph.D. from the University of Texas at Austin. And there he was developing wireless stretchable electronic tattoos. And I think some of you probably have seen those things. But then before he even did that, he spent 5 years at Samsung. So he's got a lot of industry experience of what does it mean to work in a forward-looking industry that is pushing electronics both in the consumer market and in the health market as well. And then he also, after his PhD, did with his postdoc with a legend, John Rogers, at Northwestern University. And there he was focused on developing and characterizing wireless soft wearable platforms for multimodal clinical grade biopotential measurements and analysis. And from dinner last night, we understand that a lot of his work has actually led to commercialization and actually getting things deployed. And that's what we really care about, as you all know, in the Institute, starting from deployment and going backwards. We want deployable solutions. So very interestingly, his area combines wireless system design, ergonomic, we're wearing them on the tattoos, not somewhere far away, advanced manufacturing, and obviously security and reliable data processing that needs to be there. And then the favorite word that is, I think, the word du jour right now, machine learning and AI built into it. He has published in some of the most leading journals, including PNAS and Science Advances, and biosensors and bioelectronics, Nature Electronics. But something that we value a lot, he holds 26 patents. 15 are granted and 11 are pending right now. That is related to overall research area. So he really brings a package that from industry, from academia, deployable solutions, integrating different parts together with a forward-looking, future-looking aspect of how we can bring all this work together ultimately to help support the well health of people. And so my pleasure to welcome you, and we look forward.
Thank you so much. Awesome. That's very best introduction ever. It's great. Thank you so much. So my name is Hyoyoung, and I am from UC Davis. And I really thank you for the invitation. It's a great honor to be here. It's a beautiful campus, and especially the perfect weather today, yesterday. Really happy. I'm so excited to share my research and to chat about like collaboration research after the presentation. And I titled my talk today is a wearable therapeutic and personalized closed loop platform, like including monitoring and diagnostic. Diagnostic may be a little bit controversial, like analysis, continuous or real-time analysis, and kind of therapeutic as a kind of feedback, immediate feedback from the device or kind of device network. Oh, okay. Okay, I first want to just briefly introduce the UC system. I know many people know about the UC Berkeley, UC LA, and many great universities. And UC system basically consists of kind of 10 universities from across the whole California, North California, South California. And my campus is in Davis, very top. And Berkeley, Santa Cruz, Merced is very new, UC, Merced, Santa Barbara, Los Angeles, Riverside, San Diego, and Irvine. And I also conquered the Lawrence National Lab. So it's basically like 11 campuses. And I in the Davis and my lab, I named like a Jeong Research Lab. So the J Lab, like sounds quite fancy J Lab. So we're doing health monitoring, diagnostics, therapeutics, and mostly we are applying it to the clinical application so far, like a newborn baby or some pregnant women, and also some babies, like a full body monitoring assessment, or sometimes the athletics or some patient monitoring heart rate or some cardiac disease as well. And we are doing quite a wide bandwidth, like doing the non-human primate study. So we developed the implantable device and like a simulator, like a light simulator brain. So based on that, after simulation, we're studying the kind of behavior change of the monkey. So it's a collaboration with the Department of Psychology, because it's basically behavior study. And closed loop TENS is simulating like a muscle signal. So for example, we are doing the swallowing some issue. So this dysphagia have a swallowing some issues. So basically monitoring the neck muscle. So once the people having a wrong swallowing, we immediately generate the simulation signal of the neck to guide the right and swallowing path. There's the closed loop, the TENS project. And also closed loop, again, the epilepsy management is monitoring the seizure signal with a wearable, like a forehead, the brain monitoring device, also flexible and very thin, because it's targeting the kids, 4, 5, or 10, so the teenagers as well. And based on that monitoring, we generate immediate stimulation. So it's a monitoring device, and the other side is implantable, like a brain stimulator, very thin, flexible stimulator. So once we detect seizure signal, basically right before seizure signal, we generate like an anti-seizure signal, like a cancel out the seizure. So this is also a closed loop, like a network for epilepsy management. And working with epilepsy people, like medical doctors in UC Davis Health in the Sacramento area. So about 20-25 minutes from Davis campus, very close. And fetal maternal monitoring the pregnant women before or during labor and delivery, and after delivery as well, to get the fetal heart rate or mom's heart rate or also mom's the uterine contraction muscle signal, and heart, the respiratory and other signal as well. And based on that, we can guide some physicians like a C-section. So C-section is determined by the fetal's heart rate and the mom's uterine contraction and mom's heart rate and blood pressure, something like that. And our device is also the multi-channel. So this channel, after reconstruction, we can estimate the baby's position and orientation, like upside down, left and right. So based on this whole information, we can guide the C-section like real time. So we use this basically deploy this platform mostly to Africa, 10, 20 devices, and get the labor and delivery signal from more than 50 pregnant women. So still ongoing project. And our running project is slightly different, but using very similar platform for wireless communication and sensing, sometimes stimulation platform. So this one is a collaboration with the Bodega Marine Laboratory, slightly like 1 hour north of the San Francisco. So they are doing many marine animals study, and we are monitoring the abalone's motion under the sea, like how to find the food or how to run away from the predator. And jaundice is an optical device for newborn baby, a forehead type optical device. Because newborn baby jaundice is quite common, and the jaundice, specifically the bilirubin level, the chemicals increase right after jaundice, right after newborn. So we are monitoring continuously the bilirubin level, and once we detect something is severe, then newborn baby can move to the blue light therapeutic group. Then also monitoring the therapeutic status as well, the decrease and the farmer. This one's quite fun. It's a collaboration with robotics. So farmers can wear our wearable device, and it's interconnect with a robot, like a helping robot. The helping robot is kind of grab and deliver like a strawberry picking. So if the farmer's condition today is quite good, very active, and the robot move more frequently, the farmers have disease or high fever, something like that, then it will give some feedback to the management room, and so that farmers can have some rest. Collaboration with a robotic type one. And the Factory is very new project, collaboration with Korea, Korea actually. The Busan National University got like a $35 million over 10 years. So we are doing it and just making the artificial nose, basically the chemical sense. My part is wireless communication. And slightly more introduction about myself, because I'm assistant professor, I want to find a good collaborator. The keyword is a point of care system design, personalized healthcare, and the closer therapy platform, as you can see so far. And my research started from the company actually. I work for Samsung Electronics and the Samsung Research Center in the headquarters in Korea for 5 years. So my research, I was basically in the hardware design team for Galaxy smartphone. So my part was design wearable, not wearable, the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth communication. But I was a little bored, not bored, but it was too busy because when I work for the mobile division, always the developing model is like overlap. So Galaxy 1, Galaxy 2 overlap, Galaxy 3 overlap. There is no resting time at all. And I work every Saturday, every Sunday. For 1 year, I just had off time, like 2 days, 3 days, during every day. So I moved to the research center very luckily, and there I started the wearable device development, especially the algorithm and the wearable platforms estimating blood pressure using optical method from the wearable device. But I thought that this wearable time, like a watch time, as you know, is very noisy. You have to be very tight to get the good signal from the wearable device. So I thought about I have to do more skin interface device. That's the main reason. Quit the company. Then I moved to the US to develop more skin patch device. So in there, in UT Austin, very close from here, I developed the electronic tattoo, which is very flexible, except like a thick part. This one is just 1 millimeter, but over like 50, 60 micrometer thickness. Very thin and flexible, stretchable, and the transparent. And the substrate is FDA approved. I think. Not sure. Sorry about that. It's very common dermatology, the medical, the tape, the tag. So it's very safe and very reliable on the skin. You can stay on more than a week. I use it for the electronic tattoo. Then after that, so basically my PhD PI is from the same group, like the Professor John Rogers group in Northwestern University. So I'm the third generation of the wearable field. So after that, I moved to the Northwestern for more like a real world application. Luckily, I led many projects with medical doctors on fetal, maternal, COVID-19 patient monitoring, full body, the cerebral palsy, like a brain, atypical motion development, the project as well. Have very fun. So today I want to show slightly more details about this project. And I categorize like three part, the monitoring part and the signal analysis part using machine learning. And based on this monitoring and continuous signal processing, I added the personalized therapy part immediately as the part three. So as you can see, my research goal, like overall goal, is make this whole closed loop system, including not just monitoring and not just analysis, and generate the therapeutic or feedback. The closed loop system is my overall research goal. And let's go back to part one. So part one, to focus on the good monitoring device, I developed the electronic tattoo. So this e-tattoo is, there are two different options, like a battery inside or no battery inside. So as you can see, this outer coil can harvest the energy from the RF reader. The RF reader can be your smartphone or can be this customized PCB as well. So this guy can generate the specific frequency. I use the 13.56 the near field communication, just like Apple or Samsung, the A. And this guy generate RF, this guy harvest energy and use it for the internal use. And it's a multi-layer. So top layer can be, it can be actually any layers. Top layer can be Bluetooth communication or battery charging or energy harvesting layer. The middle layer can be any electrical layer, depends on your application, or optical, mechanical, or electrical, some functionality. The bottom layer can be dummy layer or electrode layer. So basically, the top bottom of the bottom layer, you can detach it once you finish your using. Means you can reuse the whole device. It's very, very cost effective. And the cost effective manufacturing as well. I just use what's that here? I just use a $300 mechanical cutter. I bought it from the Amazon. And this $300 can make these patterns. The resolution is up to like 250 micrometer, which is perfect for the electrical component, the minimum gap. And after cutting, peel off unnecessary part, then solder each component, then transfer this temporary substrate to the techno. So this one is one layer, and to make a different layer, and kind of stack up just like that. And as you know, the electrical devices, it's multiple layers, like 10 layer or more than 10 layer printed circuit board, PCB. And electrically, it's connected through the via. So you can see this kind of big scale pattern is a via. So this via makes the electrical connection between the whole layers. And this gold pattern is an electrode. It's for electrocardiogram and skin hydration, measuring the skin conductors between two electrodes. And you can also merge multiple the circuit, depends on your target signal. So if you merge a single circuit, you can measure electrocardiogram or skin hydration or the IMU, the accelerometer or gyro. Or if you merge everything inside, then you can also make the blood pressure estimation patch as well. Because I estimate blood pressure using the seismocardiogram, which is a mechanical vibration induced by heart, mechanical signal, or acoustic signal. Also, the optical signal, a PPG, and the electrocardiogram, the electrical signal. So based on this, the signal combination, we use it for blood pressure estimation, like continuous and real time. I can show it to the slide later. For example, the ECG circuit, no battery inside, just a harvesting coil, analog front end, and the near field communication, the data, wireless data transmission. So once you put the smartphone, then the smartphone generates the RF power, and this coil harvest power, and give you the real time continuous the temperature and the heart rate. It displays the heart rate and temperature. And the ECG signal itself is not the medical grade, but I only focus on the RP. This RP. So based on this RP, we can calculate the heart rate, and you can see the envelope of this ECG RP, which represent the heart rate. Oh, sorry, the respiratory rate. So up, down, respiratory rate. Okay, the blood pressure from the ECG to QRST, which is quite good shape, electrocardiogram. And this one is a mechanical signal. So mechanical signal is quite noisy. And it's called the seismocardiogram, SCG. And this SCG have a specific peak, which is this peak, the first peak, second peak, right before second peak. We call that AC peak, which is an aortic valve closing. The heart has a couple of the valves, and this specific peak represents an aortic valve closing time. So based on this time, based on this RP time, we calculate this parameter, RAC parameter, and fit this parameter to the predetermined curve. Based on this x-axis curve, we can estimate the systolic and diastolic blood pressure in real time, continuous. So this guy is wearing the. So this patch has a battery, a small battery. So basically, this coil is for wireless charging coil now. So this battery is supporting all powers for the Bluetooth communication as well. So the first row is an electrocardiogram. Second one is a mechanical signal, seismocardiogram. It's X, Y, Z axis acceleration. And it's hard to see, but you can see the numbers here. Not good, but so seismo also. Systolic blood pressure and diastolic blood pressure. Yeah. And yeah, therefore, because the seismocardiogram is a mechanical signal. Seismocardiogram is a mechanical signal. So when the subject is walking, the mechanical signal is a super noisy. The seismocardiogram signal is kind of this side. It's induced by heart, basically aortic valve, but our motion is much bigger. So that's why we need very specific algorithm to cancel out that whole body motion. So I will show you how I cancel out this whole body, like walking or running body motion, to get very tiny seismocardiogram or very tiny biometrics. All right. So in the second part, I want to show you how I kind of utilize the machine learning, continuous machine learning platform to a wearable device. This platform shows you slightly different package because I use it for COVID-19 patient. It has more reliable, more waterproofness, because we had to make a very robust under the very strong sterilization process because it's a reusable device. And this guy, but the hardware design is very similar, like a Bluetooth communication, the NAND flash to save the data, So sensor was a inertial measurement unit, accelerometer and gyroscope. And after the data processing, we can get the respiratory pattern, the heart rate, and physical activity, and the motion tracking, or the motion, the orientation, or the posture. Also, the fun thing, the very interesting is the position is near the neck and near the vocal cord. Means we can also monitor the vocal signal as well, like a talking or singing. So all these small signals are all different projects actually. I use this singing signal to monitor professional singers' vocal fatigue. And I use this swallowing signal for the dysphagia, the patient, and motion tracking, physical activity for monitoring the cerebral palsy for the whole body assessment, and respiratory heart rate and the coughing, basically coughing for COVID-19 patient monitoring using just one platform, all different applications. And the hardware, just generic, very standard electrical circuit. It was a top and bottom layer electrical circuit, and the battery inside, lithium polymer, recharging coil is here, and it's fully packaged by the silicone elastomer. I use the Silvion, that's the name of the product, Silvion. It's a very outer layer of Silvion, and it's filled with EcoFlex, also silicone elastomer. So it's very flexible, stretchable, and lightweight. And in terms of the signal operation, because it's for a patient, it was for patient, everything, all platform is just automatic. So the patient just pick up the device from the charger and put the double-sided tape and wear it in their bag. That's all. After 1 week, after 2 weeks, they can just peel it off because the double-sided tape was quite strong. Peel it off and put it back on the charger. Then it's automatically download the whole data. Then the data is uploaded to the cloud. Then the determine the machine learning code on the cloud, kind of calculate and export it to the readable data for the medical doctor or clinicians or automatic platform. And we also validate why this area, why this spot is quite fun. Because this area showing the heart rate. This heart rate induced like a vibration, so delivered through this way. Because also because there is the carotid artery, we can have very strong the heart rate signal. So we put the suprasternal notch is this area. And just 1 inch below is a sternal mandible. And based on this strong heart rate, strong cardiac signal, and very strong respiratory signal, we are using 2 sensors. So basically the IMU, the accelerometer or gyroscope, there are 2 sensors inside the device. 2 sensors, 2 identical sensors. So these 2 identical sensors monitoring both parts. And this guy also monitor our big body motion, which is huge motion. So based on that, based on that, it's very easy to cancel out the global motion. So this black one is a second sensor, the red one is a first sensor. And the blue one is just a differential signal between 2 signals. If we zoom in, this one is a sitting, walking, running, and jumping. If you zoom in the walking signal, because I control my respiratory pattern, so it's a very, very same respiratory cycle. And this big impulse signal is by the walking, it's a walking signal. But after differentiate, just adding signal. Because one IMU is facing up and the second IMU is facing down. So it's 180 different phase. So if you just add it, the walking signal is cancelled out easily, and you can see very clear respiratory signal. Same scale. In the running signal as well. So most of the noise signal is cancelled out, and you can see the clear respiratory signal. If we zoom in more the running signal, you can see the seismocardiogram. The S1, S2 is a 1 cycle, S1, S2 is a 1 cycle. It's a 1, 1, 1 cycle. So based on this kind of motion signal cancel the data, we can run our algorithm. So if we run the same algorithm for a single sensing signal, just using one sensor, as you can see, the seating is just very stationary, so no body motion. So the data is very similar. But walking, running, active motion, the same algorithm gives you huge errors, but just simple differentiate algorithm, differentiate signal gives a very clear, no kind of scattered data for running and the jumping as well. And this one is for respiratory data, and this one is a heart rate data. Also, the sitting are similar, but the walking, especially running, gives you much more cleaner signals. Just using same algorithm, not special algorithm development. And definitely, we also utilize the machine learning. It's called the convolutional neural network, the CNN. And this project focuses on the COVID-19 patient. So we focus on the classify the coughing signal and the non-coughing signal. After that, we classify so coughing and non-coughing first. Then after that, we also classify these four the different event layers. So eventually, we classify tapping is just a signal indicator, and the coughing, laughing, like a throat clearing and speaking, all different events successfully. And all automatic, just 2 weeks or 1 week, 2 weeks, it gives a global trend to the clinician. The heart rate, respiratory pattern, coughing. This one is right after COVID, diagnosed as a COVID, and it's a kind of recovery, COVID-19 patient recovery there, and the physical activity. It's very dense data set. And if you zoom in, you can get the frequency, very detailed frequency of coughing. You can also get the strength of the coughing as well. The coughing and the strength of the speaking and the heart rate trend for 1 week, 2 week, respiratory pattern trend, and the physical activity trend. And very, very similar platform, but slightly more updated platform. We use it for the vocal fatigue assessment. So this monitoring device is the same, but I added one more wristband as a feedback. So it's an immediate feedback. So this singer can sing, but you know that the vocal fatigue, we cannot monitor like quantitatively the vocal fatigue. So the gold standard is there's a teacher right next to the singer, and the teacher just hear her or hears the vocal quality or vocal sound. Then maybe determine, oh, your vocal is not good today, so just stop practice today. That's it. But our method is very qualitative. So using the time signal data to the frequency, the conversion, we calculate the personalized threshold. So once their vocal fatigue touches this threshold, the device gives the feedback, like a haptic feedback. Well, it can be a kind of alarm on the screen or alarm like a sound. And we added the haptic because it's more intuitive. And to classify the signal, we classify the singing signal and the speaking signal first, because both events have a totally different energy dose. So the classifying speaking is very important. Speak has much more energy. And based on that, we made the real-time the machine learning code, like in device. So we don't need any network, just inside the device, it's working standalone. And using only less than 40% CPU, not like a burning CPU, the algorithm. And classify it real time, every second, we get the frequency domain data and accumulate the energy dose and give the feedback. This whole thing is expected feedback, the wearable watch. And they are the opera singers in Northwestern University. And the four singers are wearing the devices. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one is each second continuous real-time data. So if you use like a mic, there are 4 singers. So one might monitor the whole environmental sound. So it's very hard to distinguish which one is real from the usual. But this device is using the inertial measurement unit. So it's only monitoring the very localized acoustic and the mechanical signals, not no interconnection from the ambient sound. So that's why we can get very clear the frequency domain signal. This one is soprano, very high resonance, high the fundamental frequency. So bass. And slightly similar platform, but I use the multiple devices. So this one has a Bluetooth communication and the memory, power, and this where to the newborn baby. We specifically added the safety part as well. Safety part means monitoring the temperature or current or voltage inside the device. So if the temperature severely increase, then the safety circuit just cut the power through the whole device. Because the newborn baby cannot talk, oh, my device is hot, so we focus on the safety part as well. So multiple device is a timely synchronized. So this timely synchronized device, we are focused on the acceleration and the gyroscope, 3-axis, or 6-axis there. So based on that, we can generate the model. So this yellow one is the device and device. You can see, so it's like an arm motion, like that. So we use the ROS robot platform, which is very commonly used in mechanical engineering. So this ROS platform can give the 3D avatar, like that. We can also calculate the displacement and the angles in real time. And let's have more model through the whole body. Then finally we can get the whole body motion 3D avatar. I give very accurate the angle, the leg, arm, and I use the 10 devices, two, one chest, one forearm. Then we can get the head angle and the chest of the angle as well. So the top one is the low risk, just normal baby, 3 months old baby, and the bottom one is the cerebral palsy babies, 3 months old. I work with the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab in the Chicago downtown. It's all still ongoing. So we got more than 500 data set from the 250 normal baby, 250 cerebral palsy baby. It's been more than 5 years, but I couldn't have any publication. Oh, I have my engineering publication for PNAS, but I couldn't have any clinical data publication yet. Yeah, I already deployed more than like 200 devices to the Shirley line of retail. Yeah, I love Shirley line of retail, but it's no publication. And the beauty of this device is not just kind of visual method. Basically, the visual method is a gold standard. So the gold standard to evaluate the cerebral palsy is for medical doctor just watch the baby or record the baby's motion based on the video, which is very, very visualized. But our device gives give the visual and the quantitative data set as well. Like a head, chest, arm, leg. We can also differentiate the left arm, right arm, left leg, right leg, the motion activity. So if you see the cerebral palsy, the subject, you can see the right arm's motion is much more than the left arm, which is the balance. So this balance is a good indicator to analyze the cerebral palsy from the medical factors. And the angular velocity, you can also see the right arm, so like unbalanced compared to the normal. Also, this one gives very accurate the heart activity and the respiratory activity as well. So the first raw data is 1 week after birth, and this one is 1 month to 3 months. Same baby, same subject. If you can see the heart rate, which is a black curve. Black curve is not that stable, and the respiratory pattern, which is a blue curve, also not stable. So after 1 month, after 3 months, the respiratory curve, X-ray inhale seems much more regular, much more stable than the 1 week experience. And the reconstruct the motion as a video is easy. Just get the data and use data to the ROS platform. You can get the kind of walking data. This walking data, we use it for the case study as well. For rehabilitation, we have a different project, case study. And maybe you can compare it. And the video-based method, you can see only kind of front view. But this ROS platform, we can easily just rotate the camera angle in the platform. So you can see the side view, left view, right view, or back view as well, which is very nice. And the most hardest thing that I published it was the privacy issue. So the parents of the baby, not the normal baby, the cerebral palsy baby's parents don't want to open their baby's data, even if it's not the picture, not the motion, not the movie, just data. So it takes a lot of privacy. But this platform, as you can see, we're only using the avatar. We even don't need the picture or video, just using avatar. So we can fully solve this privacy issue as well. And it's very different platform because I focus on the electrical signal from the pregnant women. So this slide shows the white device. This white device is for Bluetooth battery, Bluetooth, and signal collection component, the safety as well. And this white connector connected to the flexible electronics. And then we can connect the 8 channel, the multiple channel device. We can upgrade to the 16 channel as well. And based on that, we are collecting the electrocardiogram of mom, and you put the cardiac signal of fetal, and the uterine contraction, the blue one is uterine contraction. After the signal processing, you can get the contraction time. And as you know, if this contraction time is like I forgot. I recently have a second baby. I forgot. But the time is every 2 minutes, every 3 minutes, maybe 3 times in 5 minutes. Then it's ready to deliver. Right? So it's a very important indicator to decide the delivery. It's compared to the gold standard Topo device, huge, expensive. It's very good correlation. And the heart rate definitely if possible. I didn't add the slide, and based on this multi-channel, we can also make a kind of mapping. And based on this mapping signal, we estimate the baby's orientation and position. And the third part is quite short. And the monitoring diagnostic is not that fun anymore. So I added the real-time setup query function. So based on this implantable device, I work with my friend who is making this implantable device. So this implantable is bioresorbable. After 1 week, after 1 month, 1 year, we can trigger it. Then it's a resorb just naturally inside the body. So we don't need to have additional open surgery to take it out. That's the beauty, part of the beauty of this paper. So it's a good paper. My part was design the whole wearable devices, monitoring the cardiac signal and the patient, the overall signals, monitoring. And the cell phone or the tablet is getting the whole data through this whole device network and analyze in real time continuously. And if the cell phone, the algorithm detect any malfunction of the heart, like a arrhythmia or a heart attack, then this cardiac device, like a 4 centimeter by 3 centimeter, it's quite small, like half of the credit card size, can generate the RF signal, and this RF signal is delivered to the implantable device. So this implantable device is very thin. It's like this size. Harvest power and generate the pacing electrical signals, which is a therapeutic pacing signal. And it could be some problem if we have a wrong detection or wrong feedback, wrong the pacemaking. So that's why we added multiple devices. The cardiac module is monitoring the heart rate and the respiratory pattern, RR and HR, using the electrical signal. And the respiratory module is attached on the neck, so monitoring the acoustic and the mechanical signal. Also decide the SAM signal, heart rate and the respiratory. And the hemodynamic module is attached on the forehead and get the SAM signal, HR and RR through the blood oxygen level using optical signal. So it's a 3 different principles. And this data is compared into the control module, which is smartphone or tablet. Then cross-checker, check the cross signals. So if it's a really kind of wrong, something happened to the user, then it generates the real pace. And I'm using this closed-loop platform into I'm using into the brain application to mitigate the seizure. So basically, the forehead type monitoring brain signal, the same type of the simulator implanted on the brain as a bioresolvable simulator. Because the key of this project is like a growing kids, we cannot implant the permanent deep brain signal, the thing to the growing kids because their brain is growing, everything is growing. But our device is stretching together inside the brain, so they are growing together. So once they reach to the 19 or 18 years, then we don't have to have a kind of take it out. We can just have a kind of permanent deep brain simulator to them. So this one is just temporary use, like a growing age, because this guy can grow together. So that's the key of this project. So like the monitoring, seizure, and analyzes the continuous real-time seizure and generate the anti-seizure signal, the seizure management. And I already validated the hardware part and the algorithm part. I work with a pediatric, the Northwestern University, and we successfully get the absent seizure, real-time seizure signals. So it's like a 3 Hz some seizure signals through the whole area. And in terms of the deployment, I deployed more than like 400 devices from the lab. So it's not just a research level. I really work like a robot. Yeah, the rehabilitation about 200 devices, and the children's lab for medicines, for music. They're all different departments. Surgery, sometimes the big tech, not tech company, big companies, if they are interested in sleep study. Or Boeing is very interested in the workers' muscle fatigue because I heard that when they finalize the surface, still like workers polishing the surface. Maybe it's not true, but yeah, I heard that. So the workers' muscle fatigue is very important for like a Boeing company. So research center, patient monitoring, even the high school teacher actually reached out to me and asked some devices to use that in the high school class. So I get them 5 devices with a 5 iPad, but never kind of get back yet. Yeah. And yeah, thanks for my previous PIs and previous collaborators. So far, many medical doctors and medical people, but recently I'm actually upgrading this platform to use the animal research and the agriculture engineering as well. So hopefully my collaborator will be diverse there, not just medical. And my group was, it's been 3 years in UC Davis. My group was 3-4 students first year. Then now, 1 postdoc, and 6 graduate students. 5 to 10 undergraduate, and sometimes visiting student. It's very happy life. Californians. Yeah. And thank you so much. Thank you for your attention and your time. My baby. Very lucky. When I studied the full body motion assessment project, my baby came, so I actually use it for my baby. And when my wife was my wife was pregnant, I was in the middle of the pregnancy monitoring project. Fun. Real application.
It's a family business. Questions?
So very amazing talk. So I was wondering that can you give us some information regarding power use, power consumption, and pretty much how much you have to keep the cell phone close to the electrode to your patch in order to give it enough power.
For the e-tattoo, it's a standard near field communication. So the device, the power source should be very close, like in 5-6 centimeter. If it's more than like 5-6 centimeter, you cannot deliver enough power. And the harvesting power was enough for Bluetooth communication, and operating the 1 IMU accelerometer, and also enough for the LED on and off and the photo detector. So it's perfect for my kind of low power applications. Because I modulate the LED, not just on time, to save the LED, the power consumption from LED.
Right, but how long you have to keep for charging the battery? How long you?
Oh, that's also very important. So attach the device needs some labor. You have to kind of fix it, right? So that's why I haven't showed it here yet. My other topic is deliver power through the whole kind of suit. So for example, you can put the power source into your pocket, and there is a kind of power coil on your pocket, and there is a electrical connection to the multiple areas. So you can use the chest e-tattoo, then the power coil through the chest area to deliver the power from the distance, the power source.
One more question. Have you thought about integrating this with like a flexible ultrasound?
Oh, sorry, can you say again?
Flexible ultrasound or other devices so get more signals. I'm just thinking about something.
Flexible
Ultrasound.
ultrasound.
So have you given thoughts on that?
Yeah, I haven't developed. Actually, one of my colleagues developed the miniaturized ultrasound, the Doppler ultrasound drone for the fetal maternal device. I was in the team actually. My fetal maternal is using the electrical signal, but my colleague was focused on the ultrasound. So it's very similar, but there is this miniaturized ultrasound device. It's on top of the mom's belly. Then just like a standard Doppler, it generates the ultrasound and getting the reflective signal. And yeah, we published it in the PNAS. Maybe I can send it. And the big group of studying ultrasound, wearable ultrasound, is in UC San Diego. Dr. Sheng Shu is also from Rogers Group, same family. Dr. Sheng Shu is super active. Really, these days focus on the wearable ultrasound.
Thanks.
Thanks for the talk. First, I'd like to say I've never owned an iPhone, only Samsung devices. So thank you for your talk, Samsung. I love all of Samsung's phones. I had a question about the vibrations you're picking up for blood pressure. Are those actual vibrations coming from the heart or coming from vessels that are closer to the skin surface?
It's a medical. Okay, I'm not sure about that part. But usually measuring the acoustic or mechanical signal like a near chest, because it's representing the heart valve open closing.
I guess maybe a more pointed question. So to calibrate or to predict actual blood pressures, you had that calibration curve there with diastolic systolic.
Yeah.
And so I assume that you were measuring blood pressure within just with a cuff.
I see.
Cuff on the
I see.
arm. Is that right?
Yeah.
And so technically you're picking up some signal
Yeah.
that correlates with brachial artery pressure.
Yeah.
Have you tried to correlate it with intracardiac pressures?
Oh.
So even
Yeah.
in the animal, right, that you get intra ventricular pressures through the catheter.
Yeah.
It'd be very interesting to see if your signal can actually predict left ventricular
Yeah.
pressures, and maybe not even just systole and diastole, but can you get the whole pressure waveform through a cardiac cycle if you overlay, right, your signal that you're picking up versus a catheter-based signal? That'd be really, really interesting. I think that there's lots of diagnoses cardiologically that are based on intracardiac pressure, not just the arterial pressure.
Yeah, I got the point. One of my very close colleague actually published it already in the Nature Medicine paper. So he actually was in the same team. He published it. He used the electrocardiogram and the PPG and the seismocardiogram mechanical signal, and he calculate the parameters through these three devices and compare like a PTT or PAT, pulse transit time or pulse arrival time. That terminology is for this application. Then correlate to the A line, so really A line pressure, the artificial, the arterial line pressure, and wearable blood pressure unit as well. So you can see very clear correlation between the arterial lines, the data, and their wearable device signal. It's a very good correlation for the systolic blood pressure, not for the diastolic blood pressure. But for systolic blood pressure, it's very high correlation. I can send the Nature Medicine. The name was Jeong. Hyoyoung Nature Medicine.
I think I have also like a two-part question, if that's okay. But like, thanks so much for the talk. Like, this was really impressive. So the one question I have, it's mostly about the devices you can on the neck area. How important is the location of the device? Like, is it critical to place the device so you can get the signal that you need, or it's okay if you're just like?
That's also very critical. So that's why I tested from this pipe, like 1 centimeter up, 2 centimeters, 3 centimeter up, 1 to 3 centimeter down. But to get the heart rate and to get the respiratory, like 3 centimeter up, 3 centimeter down is okay. But the vocal signal should have very good alignment to this notch. But if you are interested in only heart rate or respiratory rate, like near this area gives quite good signal quality.
The second question, if I'm allowed, was
2 minutes.
I see you have explored a lot of options to collect data, but have you tried also to create actuators that could convey, like I noticed you have like this wristband for the singers, but besides that, haptic vibration, have you explored any other possibilities?
Wearable haptic field is very, for me, it's quite relatively new and very hot topic these days. So I haven't researched haptic device yet, but previous group, Roger's group, is doing a lot of haptic thing. So haptic is very fun, like using the VR, AR, and haptic. And I'm one of the co-authors. Published the Nature Communication actually this week. So that paper showing the VR, AR device and a bunch of haptic wearable devices, and gives haptic feedback, like a two-person, like a playing boxing. So haptic is, I think, very, very fun field. So I'm personally saying I have to converge the haptic to broaden the applications.
Yeah, 1 minute.
I'm just curious. It seemed the one you have with one of the babies, the sensor seemed to be thicker than the tattoos that you were working with on the other one. Why is it that you made those thicker? Is it because of the nature of the sensor you're using, or the reliability, or?
The device is it's less than 3 millimeter thickness, it's quite thin. But I can make a smaller device. But as you know, there is a swallowing.
Risk.
Oh yeah, there is a dangerous thing. So I didn't make it too small. So other project, not by me, by colleagues, other projects are using the button type, like this size, but slightly bigger than this one. Yeah, we have room kind of like even miniaturize more for this issue.
But the system that you have in those white tabs, could you put that in a tattoo-like
Oh yeah,
structure, or
Yeah,
would
yeah.
you be compromising?
definitely. Yeah, so technically you can integrate any kind of electrical circuit as a e-tattoo. So definitely I can make this whole thing as a tattoo platform, tattoo form factor. Definitely possible. But only the battery is a big component, but definitely possible.
Fascinating, absolutely, impressive of the breadth of things. And I think everybody will agree that we got the inspiration of what can be, needs, so broad needs, and how you can use technology to address so many different needs in so many different areas. And he hasn't even talked about what he's doing for the ag world now. So this is,
We'll have to bring it back.
he'll have to bring him back, yes. So thank you so much for this wonderful